how they can be channeled to help us create optimal health and well-being. So first, I think I probably need to introduce myself because I don't think everyone knows me here. My name is Carol Gillette, and I am zooming in to this spot with you today from beautiful, beautiful Tampa, Florida. It's a place to be. I'm an independent certified coach, and I've been doing coaching since July, but I've been on program since June, and I'm down 63 pounds. But more than that, I've learned so much about myself. This program has totally changed me, not only what you see outside, but what I am inside. And I cannot tell you enough about how much I love it. And I love coaching my clients too and seeing all the changes that they're making. It touches my heart. And I would tell anybody, if you have an opportunity to coach, if you're not coaching already, please don't miss that opportunity because it's a huge, fulfilling journey. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go into our topic. Again, master your thoughts and emotions. So we've spent quite a while in the first 22 elements, and we've been working on our optimal health and well-being. Now we're gonna jump into the deep end of the pool, as Dr. A says it. Because really the world around us is so volatile and it's uncertain and it's becoming more complex that the only way we can assure our continued well-being is if we have the flexibility and the resilience to adapt to changing conditions. Really imagine creating a world of tolerance that will allow you to maintain internal stability and despite what the world throws at you, so that you are in equilibrium with the external world, your relations, and your ability to perform whatever the conditions. In this element, in part, we are learning how to navigate the river of life and enjoy challenges as opportunities to grow and get better rather than to see them as threats. And you know what? It's important right here to say, in order for this to happen, we have to have the desire to want it to happen. And then we have to make a decision about a course of action. So it's going to require a little work. By the time we reach 14, we have skills and abilities required to function as an adult. And we may get a trade, and then we think we're all that in a cup of tea, and we grown, and we can handle our life, right? But the internal work is the key to unlocking our real full potential. So it's high time that we right now wake up, grow up, really grow up. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready. We're all in, we in it to win it, right? So here's the thing. Are you open-minded, curious? Do you have a burning desire to grow? Are you above the line? That's what we learned about being above the line. Are you responsive and embrace learning? Things are happening for me, not to me. Or are you closed-minded, defensive, have a desperate need to be right? That's considered below the line. So the 2%, are you thinking of things that's happening to me? And do you constantly recycle drama? So above the line or below the line, recognize neither one of them is good or bad. They're places of awareness. They're states of where we are. We all drift above the line and below the line. We just have to be curious enough so that we can shift. We understand where we are, and then we can make that shift. Emotions are not our enemy. If you look in your book on page 467, you'll see a diagram there, and it talks about how we are the stimulus of our brains, and how sometimes we may act as a lizard. You've seen a lizard that's automatic and strikes, Or we can be like a Labrador and we have that emotion, it's immediate emotion. You've seen a dog, how they act. Or we can be the human thinking, which has discipline and willpower. And the difference is starts with the stimulus. So once a situation passes through our prism, will determine our response. For me, I told you, this element was so deep for whatever reason to me that not only did I read it, but I listened to 2 or maybe 3 YouTube videos to try to get it in my mind. And on one of the videos, there was a coach who also has I want to say a wellness practice outside of, along with her Optavia practice. And she has a little chart that she uses, and it's circumstances, thoughts, emotions, actions, results. And she gave a little analogy. She said her little son, who was 4 years old, was scared to death of monsters. I can totally relate to that because that was me. There was monsters in my closet. I know there was. Nobody would believe me. But she did not discredit him and say, "Oh, that's so stupid." That was what he thought. That's what he believed, that there was monsters in a closet. So what they did was they made monster spray out of room deodorizer. They wrapped the little tape around it and labeled it monster spray and gave it to the 4-year-old and told him, "Spray it every time you think you see a monster, and then the monster will go away." And it worked. You know why though? Because he believed that it would work. So it's all about what he believed, and that's the difference. He thought it was real. So circumstances or fact, what we think about a circumstance leads to emotions, actions, and results. Here's another little scenario she gave. So let's just say you're a single woman. I don't have to even be single. This is me. This is how I react. I come to the house and my door is open. I know I locked that door because I'm kind of goes back and looks. I'll back the car all up to make sure that I lock the door if I even think I forgot to lock the door. So I know I did. But you come home and that door is open. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Somebody's in my house. Somebody done broke in my house. And what is the first emotion that you have? Fear. You're terrified, maybe even angry. And then what's the action that happens? You may go to your neighbor or you may call the police. And then this scenario goes on. But let's just take it a different way. What if you thought you heard that someone was giving you a surprise party? Now, you pull up to your house, the door is cracked open, but because you believe that there's a possibility that there is a party at your house, now you have a different reaction. Now you're looking in the mirror, you're fixing your hair, you're putting on some lipstick because you believe that there's a party, and you're going to open the door and be all surprised, even though you actually knew, right? That's what you thought. But neither one of those circumstances is necessarily true. That's the story you told yourself. So we had in the first scenario, you had the choice of calling the police. Maybe you're wrong. I don't know. Or you could put on lipstick for the burglar. Who knows? We don't really know. But feelings and behaviors are generated by what we believe is real. Many situations are just the same way. Sometimes we may be invited to a party and we say, "You know what? I can't go. I'm on this diet. I can't go because they're going to be serving everything I can't eat. I can't do it." So you decline. You don't go. Because what did you do? You perceived a thought in your mind of what you felt was going to happen. Or you could say, you go to the party and your mama made the best chocolate cake in the world just for you, but it's not on program. But you say, "My mama's feelings gonna be hurt if I don't eat that chocolate cake. She gonna be so upset," because that's the thought, the story you gave yourself, right? But could it be that there was another story? Because that's the one you believe to be true. Because our emotions, our actions are based on what we believe. But we examine our thoughts and open to the idea that the opposite could be true. How about this? What if your mother finds out that you're on program and is just thrilled to know that you're finally taking care of your health? Could that be a story too? Or rather than not go to the party because you think that there's something there that you cannot eat, which now puts you in a whole negative feeling about you being on program, what if you'd go to the party with the thought that I'm just going to eat vegetables, or I'm just going to eat the protein, and plan it out? Another way to look at this story. So, not being a victim, being confident, being in charge of the situation. Lots of situations can look one way, all based on how we think it or believe it. And it's really impossible to have a feeling without a thought or belief. Circumstances and then a feeling. Begin to recognize the thought or feeling that comes. So it's really empowering to understand that you are in control. You're in control of that thought and that feeling. Here's another thing. Maybe it's an action or a pattern that you have. Every night you say, I can't get past this 9 o'clock thing. I'm going to have a snack. And so there you go. Or maybe you're feeling sad, or maybe you're feeling lonely, so you feel like you have to have a snack. Pay attention to the emotion that's causing the action. There are 8 primary emotions on page 472 of your book. There's anger, sadness, surprise, fear, acceptance, disgust, joy, and anticipation. These are just the primary ones. Of course, there's others. But your thoughts drive your emotions, and your emotions drive your actions. Learn to be aware. Take inventory of your emotions. Stop, challenge, choose. We've also learned in previous chapters about stopping. I remember Dr. A says he drinks a little water. We could do that. Or me, I like a little cup of tea sometimes. Whatever it is, stop and think about it. And then challenge. Allow yourself to have that feeling. What exactly is that feeling? If you feel like you have to go to the pantry, what is the feeling that's making you feel like you have to do that? Think about it. What's really going on? We are actually terrified of our emotions. And a lot of times we do run to the pantry to eat, to try to squash those feelings, squash those emotions, and try to get rid of them. But emotions are not necessarily bad. For example, anger sometimes is for a good reason. That you get emotional about something, it's okay sometimes. It depends on the scenario. Emotions are really indicators of, they're not necessarily a bad thing. Consider them your friend, that they teach us something. So it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, so I can learn something. Page 474, some questions of what you can think about. What am I feeling? Are you sure? As James likes to say, and I repeat, I love saying this, are you for real, for real? Is it for real, for real? Is this really what's going on? Most emotions pass through your body in about 90 seconds. So what other options could it be? Maybe what other 2 options could it be? Where is it moving through my body? And there's a list of other questions. Fact versus story. Things are not as they are as we think they are. Are you open to the possibility that the opposite of the story is true? It's not that your story is necessarily wrong. It is how we have, it is just, it is just as, I can't even say it. It is just an endless amount of stories. There we go. There's a million ways that we could look at it. I have a little quickie. when I was driving back from Tampa after spending a very long day, started at 6 in the morning, working on my mother-in-law's house. I was headed back to Tampa with my niece. My husband went up to drop his mother off, so we passed each other. And he texted me to ask me, was I bringing him dinner? Now, I've been working since 6 in the morning, and it was about 5 o'clock when I left. I was thoroughly exhausted. So now, if I hadn't stopped for a second when I got that text asking if I was bringing him dinner, heads were rolling. I had all kinds of thoughts about what I wanted to say, but I did stop for a second, think about it. And good thing too, because he called and he said, "Oh, are you in town?" I'm like, "No, I'm on the highway headed back to Tampa." He said, "Oh, I thought you were in town. I thought you were in the town is Mariana. I thought you were in Mariana and you went to get us something to eat." I was just checking. I see. I perceived something that wasn't true. I made up this whole story about how he wasn't being considerate, and that wasn't right. It wasn't what he was doing at all. So just remember, a fact is only a fact if it can be video recorded. If you can actually see it, feel it, touch it, that's a fact. Everything else is what we perceive it to be. So are you willing to move to the mental gym? Mismanagement of emotions can have a huge impact on our physical, financial, and spiritual health. It can affect your satisfaction and your joy in life. Is it worth it to you to do the work needed to master your thoughts and emotions? Are you willing to shift? So that's all I have, but I have a question for you. What does this element mean to you right now? And what does this element give you the opportunity to do? There's so much information in this chapter, so I know everyone has a comment. And I'm sorry, Thomas Smith, too. I know it's not your name, full
It's
name.
Gwen. Gwen.
Oh, Gwen. Hi,
Yeah.
Gwen.
Hi. From Los Angeles, Watts.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Okay. So what I'm getting from this is to, before reacting to something because I feel an emotion, stop and figure out what that emotion is, which is something in my health choices I hadn't done. Stop and say, what am I really feeling? What, and then, so from this element, I'm getting stop and just look at it and see what it really is. And what other, which road should I take, this one or this one?
Very good. Yes. Thank you, Gwen. Sylvia. My friend Sylvia, aka Oprah.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Can you hear
Sylvia.
me? It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. All right. Carol, when I went over this element, I said, this is a lot going on in this element. And whoever's assigned to do this is going to nail it. And you nailed it. You really
Aw.
brought out all the main points. Thank you so much. It's just the truth to always deliver, always. You know, this we did the health and hope on Saturday. And before then, I was nervous, really, really anxious and nervous. So what happened was that my emotions got the best of me, and I had my fueling, but I thought I was still hungry, and I didn't want a decent snack. I wanted something. For some reason, I was craving something gooey and something I could really get into. And I said, "What is going on?" So I literally stopped. I was walking through the house and I said, "What are you doing?" And I stopped and said, "You're not hungry. What's the emotion? You're nervous. You're nervous. And it's triggering you to think that you want something that you really don't when you're actually just nervous." So take a minute, go over what you're getting ready to do, and you're prepared, so you're fine. You're fine. And you know what happened? Everything went great. And then afterward, was I hungry? Nope. It wasn't hunger at all. It was all nerves. But what if I had gone with that feeling?
Yes.
So the value of this of this element is very, very clear that our emotions can say things that we think that is really the truth. But when we stop and take a minute and think about what it is, it really is stop, challenge, and choose. And we
Mhm.
have to, so the early parts of our life book are what will help us as we go along in our journey. And we're seeing the ways this repeated here value. You brought that out splendidly, perfectly. Thank you,
Aw,
Karen.
you're so sweet. I love you. Thank you,
I love you.
Charles.
I think you did a wonderful job
Thank you.
overall, but you highlighted a really good thing about, that 90-second rule and thinking about is it really, worth it? I forgot about the 96-second thought process too. I'd heard about that before, and so it was good to get that reminder. Um, the reason I'm not looking at the camera right now is because my wife is just running around so cute around the house right now, cleaning up. But one thing I was thinking about as far as that rule is concerned is how, like, for example, I love apple pie, especially Dutch apple, especially homemade. And when we ordered our programs again, um, I realized I had a good half of half a pie left, for lack of a better term. And I'm like, man, I might need to throw that out. My wife was like, yeah, but we have food in there that we need to eat. And so, you mentioning how you mentioned about the chocolate cake thing and everything, it made me think about how, um, pie is going to be there. And my health is not always going to be there if I am not taking good care of it. Um, and I can make up so many excuses. Well, I could just eat the pie and do this. Because if anybody knows anything about the way pies are made up, they can't just sit in there for an extended period of time. Otherwise, you start catching the mold and all that stuff. And so, my solution is I'm gonna freeze it. No, I'm just kidding. But the idea is that, like, when I think about it now it's just like it's motivation for me. Go ahead, just toss it. I can
Yep.
get something down the road. And
Yep.
so it's
Make
simple.
a good pie.
It's a very simple thought process, but it goes a long way. And so that was very encouraging to me. Um, I'm sure there's a scripture that talks about overeating, but but yes, I very much appreciate that.
Thank you, Charles. Is it Ina? Am I saying that right? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I was on the same outline as both Sylvia and the brother. And I had a feeling. I was shredding paper and it was a lot. It was a lot of paper I had to shred.
Mhm.
So I just got up, looked over, and I see these chews. They chews. And I see this package every day, my whole 7 day, never thought about it. And I said, well, one won't hurt. And that was at 96 seconds. Then I left the room. I mean, that can happen just seconds. And you
Mhm.
have to stop and think,
Absolutely.
I done got this far. Why want to eat that chew?
Absolutely. It's not worth it.
Not, and I didn't do it.
Good job. Yay. Okay. Is it Keithia? Is that how you say it? I might have said that wrong. You know I don't
No,
mean no harm.
you said it right.
Oh, yay. You know I love you. I
Hello,
couldn't.
hello
Okay.
to everyone first. It's good to see everyone as always. I know I'm behind the camera. I just have to say this real quick because I know you guys have to do the coaching part, but I have to say this real fast. You For one, Carol, you did fabulous tonight. I
Oh, thank you.
enjoyed that, and I could so relate to all this because let me tell you, I have a cabinet with my stuff only, my stuff only, Altavia, everything, all in one. Now I'm about to fall weak one day because just wasn't having a good day. And I said, Kiki, you are not going to fall into it. Why when I open up that cabinet the next couple of hours, why was there chocolate chip cookies sitting right there? I said,
No.
really? Are you kidding me?
No.
I said, who put these chocolate chip cookies right here? I said, nope, not gonna do it. Because it takes just that one cookie to knock you off. I didn't do it. So
Yeah.
with you relating with this chocolate cake, oh, I totally feel you. So that's all I gotta say. Thank you all.
Thank you and good job. I'm glad you didn't do it. Cookies are my enemy. I'm a cookie monster. Not good. All right, we have Shadon.
Yeah, what even more so, what about like about this element, it's not just the food that we can apply it to. It's our everyday life. So there's gonna be other stuff that will upset us or make us feel a certain type of way, but that's where we stop, challenge, and choose. And that's gonna give us the chance to make the reaction that we want to have. So if something is bothering us at the moment and we outlash, that's gonna start the day or start the rest of the hour or how it's gonna be. So we can just use this in our day in life, not just applying to the food.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it'll kill your whole joy. And Donna, there's my friend Donna.
Hi. Did
Hey.
great, Carol. Really enjoyed
Thank
that. That
you.
was really good. Love the illustrations too with the monster and stuff.
Aw,
That's good.
thank you.
But I was thinking too, kind of going with Shadon. That was kind of my thought because on page 465, I like the way how it brought out that the emotions are at the center of our world and they really do involve everything that we do. And it brings out that it actually affects our inflammatory system, which is a big part of our program, is not to, to get rid of the inflammatory. So if our emotions, besides what we're eating, is causing that, we really do need to get, a grip on our emotions. So it's a really good element to really think about and really think about those questions, be honest with ourselves. So yeah, very, very important. I thought that was good.
Thank you, Donna. That is so, so true. And I just think, what a blessing that we have this whole program that gives us everything that we need for our optimal health, inside and outside. Fabulous. So I guess that's it, James. I don't see any more hands. Can I turn it over, please? Please.
Yes, you can. Very, very nice. Thank you, Carol, for so good. You guys, can we please before we start logging off and jumping off, can you guys throw some love in the chat for Carol, and for everybody, for everyone that was bold enough to share and comment for Carol. Throw some love in the chat. Maybe throw some sevens, throw some hearts, some thumbs up emojis, whatever. Some great jobs. Really, really do appreciate that and love that we have this community time. As we talked about last week, Optavia does it every Monday, but I love our group because it's a little bit more intimate. We get to see each other. We get to talk to each other. We get to hear from each other. So it's so good. Thank you. And I love that element because every single day I'm asking myself now, is that a fact or a story? And Carol talked about mental push-ups, doing the mental work. It literally is, it's a mental work. Every single day. And no matter what the situation is, I'm asking myself, James, is this a fact or is it a story? And when you kind of go through your day and you ask yourself that, is this a fact or is it a story that I'm making up, that I'm creating? It kind of just helps you make a lot of decisions and how to respond and react to a lot of things. So good, very good. All right, cool. So let's see, we're going to jump into our coaching call, but next week, you guys, we're going to go through element 24 in our life book, Your Journey to Higher Consciousness. If you guys been on these last couple of weeks, you see that this thing is so much bigger than just weight loss. We've actually haven't even been talking about food and nutrition and weight loss for a while in this, because it's so much more than that. And next week, we're going to get even deeper. If you guys thought this element was deep, next week, we're going into a journey into a higher consciousness. So I encourage you guys to look over that. And then next week, we'll go over that together as a group and then share points and things that we appreciated, we got out of it, how you want to apply it into your life. All right, so you guys, we are going to jump into our coaching call, but before we get into our coaching call, I have a client that just finished her first week, and I said she did so well, she's feeling so amazing. She said, James, could I jump on the call and share my story? I would love to. And I said, Jessica, of course, I would be happy if you guys can do that. So before you guys jump off, we jump into our coaching call. I want you guys to hear from Jessica. She just completed her first week on program. Jessica's not a coach yet. She just completed her first week. And I actually haven't even had a chance to really talk to her. We've been texting and she's been telling me how she feels, how she's gone through the Easter holiday and the cravings and all the stuff that was going on. But I want you guys to hear from her on how her week went and why she's feeling so pumped up and inspired to continue on her journey. Jessica, you want to take yourself off mute?
I think it's off, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. So if you just tell everybody a little bit about,
Hi, everybody.
what
Nice to
made
meet you
you-
guys.
yeah, what made you decide to get started, and then how your first week went and how you feeling?
I actually just decided to get started for the weight loss. Little did I know that it was going to be way more than that. Just the community support, everything I'm learning as I go. This week, I feel like the first couple of days were a little tough. But since I live alone, that makes it a little easier because there's no other snacks in the house that I'm going to be tempted by. So I completed my first week and I lost 4 pounds and I feel great. My energy levels are really high. What I was most proud of this week, I believe, is celebrating Easter with my family on Saturday and just being around everybody, being around all the junk food, all the Portos, all the pastries, all the sugar, candy, like pizza. It was, when I got there, I was a little overwhelmed, like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? Like, can I do this? And then I just kept remembering James, what he told me, like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to, you know what I mean? Like, you can have some, but is it worth it? So I'm glad to say I didn't have any. I made it through. Fortunately, everybody was supportive. Nobody tried to peer pressure me into anything. I just asked them, if you guys don't understand it, please just support me. And then they just, they left me alone and they agreed, and everybody was very supportive. Once I left there, I felt very proud of myself because that was really hard. Any other time, like, that's how we bond, by sitting there eating all kinds of junk food, and that's just what family events are about. So I felt very proud. Like, I felt like I found a new respect for myself and for my willpower. I was very impressed and just happy, and I just felt like if I could do this today, I could do anything. Like, there's no stopping me now. It's all up from here. But it's been great. I appreciate everything. I appreciate James and the support and the community. It's been awesome. I'm very glad I took this chance.
I love that. Thank you, Jessica. You guys, please show some love for Jessica and for jumping on and sharing that. Yeah, so she told me the night before we got her program, she said, James, Easter's coming up, and I'm telling you now, our family likes to party. They like to get down. So we went into that with a game plan, and she did very, very well. Her first week saw some progress results. So thank you, Jessica, for coming on and sharing that with the group. Really, really do appreciate you. And congrats on your progress. Keep it going, my friend. So good. Very cool. All right. So now we will transition into our coaching call. Again, you guys, this is for our coaches, but if you want to stay on, you're more than welcome. We actually invite you, we encourage you to stay on. But if not, it's okay. We'll see you next week and we'll go over element 24 together in our life book. Cool. All right. Very, very nice. So I don't have anyone to turn that over to, so I'm going to be doing that also. All right. So what's going on, everybody? Hello. First of all, you guys, again, please give it up for Carol. She did amazing. Carol, thank you so much. Carol tried to make me nervous. I text her, it's like, Carol, we got you. You're on for Element today, right? And she was like, huh? What? What are you talking about? But I knew. I always, Carol has never let me down or let us down. So, and she did amazing. So good job, Carol. Thank you so much. Cool. All right. So we have a few new coaches on. We had a few new coaches on. Wait, oh, there's 2 pages. Wow, I love this. We usually don't have 2 pages for our coaching call. Oh, I don't see her name. She was on. Maybe she got disconnected. Okay. All right. Well, I had a new coach that I was going to share, but it's okay. Do we have any other new coaches in the group that we want to welcome? Welcome to our team. Welcome to the family. Our leaders, do you guys have any new coaches? I know we brought on a few new coaches. Go ahead, Ricky. Ricky, you're on mute.
I see Jessica Poindexter here. She's one of my new coaches.
Very nice. Well, Ricky, would you like to maybe tell us a little bit about how you know Jessica? And Jessica, if you could, we would love to hear from you and welcome you to the team, to the family. Hear a little bit about your story. What made you decide to get started as a coach? Would love to hear that. So Ricky, you want to tell us a little bit about your coach?
Okay, well, I just met her through Facebook, and she was questioning about the program. And so I also told her about being a coach, and she decided that that's what she wanted to do. So she signed up, but she said she would like to try the program first. So she decided to try the program, and she just got her box and just got her coach kit almost at the same time. So, but I'm just real happy to have her on and trying to work with her now.
Love it. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Would love to hear from you if you can.
Hello, everyone. I'm not on the camera, but I'm glad to be invited to this call. And what got me interested is because this is a product that people do need. And not only will it help them physically, but mentally, and in long term, if they want to do it financially, it's also an opportunity. So I know my why. As I explained to Ricky, I've been introduced to working for myself in and out of multi-level marketing since 1997. And I haven't found the right knack yet, but I believe that Optavia is the one. I truly believe that I can go far with this company. And I have my goals. Not only for myself, but to also one day help my family that I know that can benefit from the program.
Very nice. I love that. Jessica, you are in the right place. Thank you for sharing. Really do appreciate you. Yeah, no, you're in the right place. You are correct. There's a need. And we need you. We need more people like you. When we think about Dr. A's mission to get the world healthy, and that kind of narrows down to our own personal mission to get, like you mentioned, getting our family healthy and getting our communities healthy. We need more people like you, more people like that in order to really spread this mission so that we can help people feel good and get healthy physically, mentally, and financially. So thank you for sharing. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. This is your group. This is your group. This is your community. So, use us for inspiration, motivation. If you need anything, we are here to guide you and support you. One thing I love about our group is that everybody wants to help each other out. And that's one thing I appreciate and love, that everybody is excited to help each other out, willing to help each other out. So you have an amazing support group and community that you're a part of. So welcome to the family. All right, cool. Thank you, Ricky. Do we have any other new coaches? Nope. Okay. Let's see. I text. Oh, she says she had her phone disconnected. She got home. Okay. No big. All right. Well, we got 15 minutes. All right, cool. I wanted to go over something, and I thought we'd have more of our new coaches on today. So this was really, really, really for our new coaches, but this is actually for everybody. We're going to do a quick systems check. And this is something that you guys probably all already know, and probably something you're already doing. But now, as we are bringing in more coaches, and that's one thing that it's amazing about our group, is that we're growing and more coaches are coming in. We always want to kind of stop and do a systems check just to make sure we're following systems. We're following the steps. What I love about what we do, our business, is that you don't have to come in, like Jessica says, she's been a part of many, many different things. And I know for me, I was someone that was also like that. And that could be a blessing. It can also be a curse. It could be a curse because we come in with, all this knowledge and these skill sets and all these things that, oh, I know how to do that. I know how to do this because I've been there, done that. We've done this. So that's where I feel like it can be a curse, but it's a blessing because we do, we broke through a lot of the mindsets and things already. But what's amazing about this and what we do here is that we have a simple system in place. And if you want to be successful with this as a coach, you don't have to come in here and try to figure anything out. You don't have to text your coach and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or I want to try this, or hey, if we just follow the system, we follow the steps, we have a blueprint that's been tested, tried, done, and proven, and it's successful and it works. The system is easy. Why we don't follow it? Well, that goes back to what Carol talked about on this up here. But we have an easy, simple system in place. So I wanted to do a quick systems check when it comes to our follow-up after a health assessment. Because we follow these systems, we get success. This building this thing is it's just playing that game of follow the leader. You guys remember that game of follow the leader? Yeah, we just follow the person ahead of you, just do what they're doing. And the person ahead of you is probably gonna do what their coach is doing. If the person ahead of you is not doing what their coach is doing, then I want you to skip that person and go to the next person in line, because you have a line of mentorship and a line of people that are doing things correctly, that want to guide and support you and show you how to do this thing very, very successfully and easy, where it shouldn't take a lot of time if we're doing it right. So let's jump into this real quick. And this is going to be quick and easy, guys. So again, you might know this, but listen to this now as a trainer. So if you're bringing on coaches, the question is, do you know how to teach and train this to your coaches? So if you've heard it, if you heard this before, don't check out, listen and say, well, okay, now how can I teach and train this to my coaches or the new coaches that I'm going to be bringing on? Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, actually, let me do a quick setup, what we're going to be talking about. So you guys know, one of the first things we do when we onboard a new coach is there's two things we want them to focus on, is them getting really, really good at telling their story. The second thing we want them to focus and get good with is the health assessment, right? When we bring on a new coach, that's all we're worried about, is get really, really good at telling your story, get really, really good at doing the health assessment. And then once we teach them that, once we start doing the health assessment, we have a follow-up system that's going to bring clients back when they're ready. So I know, you guys, every single person that I do a health assessment with, they're going to get started on the program. I know it. It might take a week. It might take a year. I have people that I did my practice calls with 4.5 years ago that are just barely getting started. But I know every single person I do a health assessment with will get started on the program when they're ready. And that's the key word, is when they are ready. If we put them into a simple 6-step system. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys what that 6-step system is. And I do this every single time I do a health assessment. Every single time we do a health assessment, you want to do these 6 steps. Okay. So what are they? Now I'll share my screen. Okay, coolio. Okay, so this is our health assessment, if a not yet. So again, I know every single person I do a health assessment with, it's never a no, it's always a not yet or a not right now. So then what is our system, and what are those 6 steps that we do that we put people in to bring them back once they're ready? The first thing is, if they're not ready to get started, for whatever reason they may not be ready, whether it's I want to check my finances, whether it's I need to talk to my spouse, I want to think about it, I want to do some more research, whatever their reason is that they're not ready to get started, we always want to go through these steps. And the very first thing is we want to get their email address and follow up with an email that we want to send within 24 hours after you do the health assessment. So what does that sound like? I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna actually go through it so you guys can hear exactly what it sounds like when or how I ask for the email. So when they say I need to check my finances, I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my wife, I say, okay. And I literally say this every single time. If you've been on a health assessment with me, you've heard me say it. I say, I understand timing has to be right, and I understand the money has to be right. Because trust me, I get it. I was there. What I'm going to do is I'll send you an email with more information that you can look at. And you can also show that to your spouse, to your husband, to your wife. But I'm going to send you an email with a little bit more information. And you guys, everything is about how you posture it. If you notice, I'm not going to ask for none of these things. I'm going to tell them. Okay. So I'm going to say, I'm going to send you an email. What's your email address? And then I get their email address. And I'm getting their email address for a few reasons, because one, we want to send that follow-up email within 24 hours. I know some of us may have an email that you're sending through Google. I use Optavia Share because I have a template created. It's built. It's beautiful. It takes a little bit of time to set it up, but once you set it up, all you got to do is put their email in and you can send them that follow-up email within 24 hours. I'll put these 6 steps if you guys want these links so that you can actually see what that email would mine's look like. Here, actually, let me just click on it quick. I'll show you guys. Let's see. So pretty much this is my follow-up email that I send out. And again, I have this already created. It's in Optavia Share, so that once this template is shared, I can just put their email and then press it to them. So it's pretty much saying, it's an honor getting to know you. We're excited to learn more. It was good speaking with you today and getting to know you. I'm beyond excited for you to look over the information we chatted about. What I know in my heart is that this program can help you regain your life, just like it's did for our family. Here is a video that explains more about why our program is different. So that video takes them to a 10-minute overview of the 4 components. Then I just put a picture there of Flora and I, picture the habits of health. And then here it just breaks down the 4 components. So if I did this assessment and they didn't really understand, they understand what the 4 components are. So the talks about the habits of health transformation, the fuelings. Here I give them a copy of the 5-in-1 guide and an ebook from Stop, Challenge, and Choose. And so this is just an email that I'm going to send within 24 hours of the health assessment. Okay. Oh man, where'd my slide go? Oh, there it is. Okay, what's the second step? Second step is I'm going to add the candidate to your client support page on Facebook. Right there over the phone, after I do the assessment, I'm going to ask them, after I ask for their email, I'm going to say, hey, if we're not connected on Facebook, let's connect on Facebook. Again, listen to the way I posture this. I'm going to add you to remember that Facebook group that I was telling you about and I told you about our community? I'm going to add you to that support group on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? Yes. Okay, cool. How do I find you on Facebook? And I'm going to connect with them right then, right there, and then invite them, send them an invite to our Limitless group. And then we also have our Healthy Habits with Us group. So I'm going to send them an invite to those groups. If I do the Limitless group, I'm going to tag them on those 3 posts in that group. And if you guys don't know, get with your coach or ask me so I can show you what are the 3 posts we tag them on. So we want to get them into that group. The third step is we want to add their email to their connections group using Optavia Share, uploading contacts. So here's a video. It's a YouTube video on how to upload your contacts to Optavia Share. So in Optavia Connect, if you guys don't know, you have what's called Optavia Share, where Optavia has these templates and newsletters and things already beautifully designed for you, where you can send out these letter that I was telling you guys about. But so let me see. Okay, so add their email to the share group in my Optavia Connect and Optavia Share. Again, here's a little video on how to do it. Here's another video on YouTube on how to upload clients to Share. So just watch those videos to tell you exactly how to do it. Okay, let's go on to number 4. Follow up on the day and time you promised. Add reminder to your calendar, follow up 3 times, and then give off the hook. So we always, you guys, this one is very, very important. Always set a day and time for the follow-up. So what does that sound like? I say, I know you want to talk to your spouse, your husband and wife, or wife. When would you like me to follow up with you about this? And they're usually going to say, well, give me a few days or call me next week. And then normally people say, okay, cool, I'll call you next week. No, we want to follow up on a day and time. So I'm going to say, okay, great. Well, today is Thursday. I'll call you next week on Monday. Does Monday work for you? Yes. Okay, great. What's a good time? And they'll say, oh, sometime in the afternoon. Okay, well, I'm free at 4:30. Can I call you Monday at 4:30? So if you guys see, I'm setting a day and time for the follow-up. And then I'm going to add that to my calendar. And I actually tell them, okay, great. I'm going to call you Monday at 4:30. It's in my calendar. I'm looking forward to talking to you then. Okay. Next step is we want to follow up 3 times and then give off the hook. What does that mean? So if I call them on Monday at 4:30 and they don't answer, I'm going to leave a message and I'm going to say, hey, Sylvia, I know we talked about the program. You said you want me to follow up with you on this day and time, and I'm just checking in to see if you're ready to get going. I'm excited to guide you and support you to help you reach your goal. That's if they don't answer. I'm going to put that in a text message or a voice message. If they don't answer, I'm going to call the next day and I'm going to leave another message. Hey, Sylvia, just following up. I know you had some amazing goals you wanted to accomplish and just wanted to check in and see if you're ready to get started. If they don't answer, I'm going to call the next day on the 3rd day. If they don't answer, I'm going to do what's called off the hook, where I am going to break up with them. And what does that off the hook sound like? Really what we're doing is you just want to take the pressure off of you and take the pressure off of them. And that off the hook is a breakup. And what it sounds like is, hey, Sylvia, I know we were really, really excited about getting you started on the program. But it seems I haven't been able to get a hold of you and this may not be a great time for you. I just want to let you know that's okay. No big deal. When you're ready to get started, you just reach out to me. But I don't want us to be awkward or feel like you have to be avoiding me if you see me in public or you see me in the grocery store, whatever. So just know the next time I see you, I won't bring this up and I won't be talking about this anymore. But I just want you to know I love you. I care about you. When you're ready, you let me know. Whenever we do this off the hook, again, it's a psychological thing that's going to take the pressure off of them, also take the pressure off of you. And oh my goodness, it's so crazy. 99% of the time when I off the hook somebody, they always text or call me back and say, hey, James, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to get started, but it's just not a good time. Or, something happened, the dog went to the vet or whatever. and they'll let you know why they weren't able to follow up with you. So very, very powerful tool off the hook. Step number 5, send connections email or healthy newsletter every week. If you guys aren't using Optavia Share to send out your newsletter every single week, I would highly, highly encourage you to start doing that. Every single coach has a newsletter available to them as soon as you get started as a coach. And Optavia designs these beautiful newsletters for you so that you can send to your clients. I also send those to all of my connections. So every single person I've done a health assessment with over the last 5 years, they get a newsletter from me every single week. Every single person I've ever done a health assessment with. And there are thousands, but they get this newsletter every single week. And then step number 6, add the health assessment to your orange folder in your client success binder for Follow-Up Friday. So you guys know inside your Optavia binder, you have those 3 folders. The orange one is called Follow-Up. You always, always, always want to make sure you're doing your health assessment on an actual assessment. We're not doing health assessments on a sticky note, on a piece of lined paper, on your palm, whatever. We're doing health assessments on a health assessment, and you want to get that paper assessment, put it in your orange folder, and we have a system that's called Follow-Up Friday, where every Friday we pull out these assessments out of our orange folder and we follow up. The follow-up is not always, hey, are you ready? Hey, are you ready now? Hey, are you ready now? You guys, the follow-up is just, we want to stay in people's world, stay in their life. Become a friend. When they got on this assessment with us, they poured their heart out to you. They told you things that they're usually not comfortable, or they shared with other people. And they probably opened up and told you a lot of things that's going on in their health and their life. So this is where we just want to be a friend and follow up. You know, if they told you about a doctor appointment they're going to, check in and see how the doctor appointment went. If they told you that, you know, their kid was about to get their black belt in karate, call them and check and see how you know, did their kid get their black belt? So that Follow-Up Friday is not always, are you ready now? Are you ready now? It's, hey, how are you? What's going on? And just checking in. Okay. So this is our 6-step, again, 6-step system when it's a not yet. Why is this system so effective and so successful? Well, if you guys can see, we're literally stand in their world and stand in their life. They're getting an email from us 24 hours after the assessment. We added them to our Facebook group to Limitless or Healthy Habits with Us. So every time they log on Facebook, what are they going to see? Every single time they log on Facebook, what are they going to see? They're going to see somebody posting in the Facebook group, down 5 pounds, down 30 pounds. They're going to go try to do it on their own and lose weight themselves. But if they were able to do it, they would have done it by now, right? So when we put them in our Facebook group and they see all these people are reaching their goals and losing weight and these recipes and the inspiration, motivation, every time they log on Facebook, that's what they're going to see. Unless they remove themselves from the group, they're going to see that. Okay. Next thing is when we add their email to the connections group, they're going to be getting an email from you, a newsletter from you every single week. So every time they open up their email every week, they're getting a beautiful newsletter that has a healthy recipe, a transformation story, and some type of health tip. So do you guys see how I stay in these people's world and how people I talked to 3 years ago are getting started on program when they're ready? And then of course we follow up on the day and time we promised, and then we keep their health assessment with all the stuff that they told you inside of that binder. So I can, if I pull up my binder and I pull up the health assessment I did with someone from 2 years ago, I can ask them, hey, you told me that, you know, your kid was graduating. Is your kid in college? They wanted to go to UCLA. Are they in UCLA? And they're like, wow, how in the world did this guy 2 years later remember that my kid was going to UCLA? It's because I have a health assessment. I took very, very good notes about what they want in their life. And so this is how we follow up with people, and our 6-step system to successfully, effectively and successfully bring on clients. Cool. So I'm going to stop sharing. Does anybody have any questions about those 6 steps? Any questions at all? Barbara.
So that first one is similar to the welcome letter, correct?
That the first step to send it to the email
Yes.
within 24 hours?
Yes, that's the welcome letter.
No. So I
Oh,
have a
okay.
welcome letter. When a new client gets started, I send them a letter saying welcome, and it has a new welcome to Optavia. It has your
Mhm.
links, everything they need to
Right.
know as a new client. The one I showed you was just a thank you letter, thanking them for getting on the call with me, and also going to give them an overview of our program and give them a video and some information about the program. So it's two different things.
Okay, I don't have that second one. I do have the thank you letter that I sent out, but I don't have that one that you're talking about.
Okay. So again, I'll put those 6 steps in our Rise to Freedom group with the links, and
Okay.
all you have to do is just really copy and paste it. Of course, change up the wording. So it's, coming from you, change the pictures. Don't send your people a picture of me and Floor. I mean, you can if you want to, but but I'll put that in there. So if you guys need help with setting that up.
Okay.
And then Barbara, I know Tamara does hers too. So also follow with her, and I know she can help you set up that one as well.
I will.
Okay, cool.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else? Any questions on those 6-step system on and how we do them or why we do them? Nope. All set. All good. All right, cool. How you guys feel about that? Are we, I know that's kind of information, it's but it's going back to the basics, but how you guys feel about that? Are we doing these things? Are we doing these 6 steps and passing these things down to our coaches? Yeah.
Nah, I need to upgrade.
Okay. All right, cool. So again, I'll post this in the group if you guys need it. Everything is there. The videos on how to use Optavia Share is there. Just watch the videos, go in there and play with it. If you need help, just reach out, let me know, or let your coach know. You guys, thanks for being on. 7 minutes over. Sorry, I kept you guys. We'll see you guys all next week. And we have 2 weeks left, a little bit over 2 weeks left of our essential start. So you guys maximize it. This is the best time to do 2 things. Bring on new clients, because program is almost $100 off. That is crazy. It's insane. Almost $100 off for a new client to get started or a reactivated client. And then this is also a good time for coaches. So if you have anyone that's been thinking about coaching, let them know now is the best time to start as a coach, because your clients get $100 off for starting their program. So this is also a great opportunity for you to build your team and to bring on coaches. So go talk to these people and let them know, hey, we've been talking about coaching. You've been on the fence. We've been playing with it. Now is the time. Let me show you how to acquire your first 5 to 7 clients. And it's going to be a lot easier because of this promotion that we got going on till the 9th, April till May 9th or May 8th, 8th or 9th, one of those. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys all. For those in the ED, we'll see you guys on that tomorrow. For those that are going to Grow Global, Carol and Ricky and Tamara, super excited. I'll see you guys in Texas. I fly out tomorrow. I think you guys are flying out Thursday. We'll see you guys in Texas. You guys, we're going to be posting pictures and teasing you for not I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding. But you should have made it. No, just next year you're coming with us, but we'll see you in in July at convention. See you guys in July convention. All right, you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Bye.